Welcome to QAB, which stands for Questions and Baseball. This is Jesse. He's going to be questions.
Welcome.
This is Paige Gullivan, very talented and funny and unique comedian. And I am TikTok sensation Grant Moore.
I love you saying this is.
Do that.
I love you when this is. You went. This is and Paige Gullivan.
Yeah, you're the and.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
Questions and
never mind.
baseball.
Yeah,
Should we
just
do-
for this week.
Yeah, this is an educational finance podcast.
And to Paige's boss, please don't watch this.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, don't do it.
If they find my comedy, I'm fucked anyway. So who cares?
You think so? Do you?
No, I don't think so. Really,
Because at the end of the day, you're not like client facing, right? Like,
I'm client facing.
oh shit,
Tell us which client specifically.
Can't do that.
you can't do that. But okay, I kind of thought that you were just doing the numbers behind the scene.
No, I have to like talk to clients
Okay,
a lot.
okay. Well, good. Then they're gonna be like, "Hey, I recognize this guy from Questions and Baseball."
Did you guys know that I was a viral sensation?
Really?
Yeah,
For
the
real.
accounting one.
Yeah, I was an accounting viral sensation.
I didn't know those two
Not
words
really.
went together.
And he acted super rude when I asked him about it a couple months ago.
Can
I
you
did.
Yeah. I was like, hey, is this you? You're like, yeah, whatever.
What?
And I was like, all right. I didn't know you that well then.
Super rude.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I wonder. Maybe just everybody was asking me about it, so I was just like,
Oh,
that
this
you?
was you running down the street.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were like, "Hey, what do you do?"
yeah,
And you were like, "Accounting."
yeah.
That was great. What
Thank
was that?
you.
How many views did that get? Because that's all
Like
that matters.
20 million.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, listen, I know you're a very talented guy and all, but why did that go viral?
Correct.
Of just a guy running down the street and you
Because
just
no,
said-
it's not because it's the guy who makes those videos is famous.
Mm.
Oh.
So it wasn't. Yeah.
like, was he like predicting that you were going to be an accountant, or was it just you?
He goes
saying-
around asking a lot of people what they do for a living.
Oh,
and
is this
then
the guy
makes
they
like
have
a-
cars? Like they have like fancy cars, and he's like, "What do you do for a living to pay for this car?"
No, he's just some guy
I've
who
seen
like
that.
walks around
Oh, okay.
and he goes, "Hey, what do you do? Do you like it?" And then people answer, and then he makes a compilation of a bunch of those.
How does it make you feel? Like you take like months or years to craft a
I
bit,
know.
and then someone's like, "Hey, here's a basic introductory question." Like you're posting small talk online.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
The clip,
Yeah,
the
man.
fucking crowd work stuff is wild to me.
Mm.
And I've gotten into that game pretty hard. Like I look at this stuff, some fucking like. Have you noticed that every comic has kind of shifted their, like, a lot of comics are baking in these clip portions of their shows now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, they're like they're keeping them in their specials.
Well, like I see Mark Norman and Sam Rill are like, oh, throw out topics and we'll just riff on it, and then they do that for
Oh,
like 10
yeah,
minutes for the
yeah.
clip.
For the clips.
Yeah, because they realize that you need to be putting stuff out, and then they'll go into the regular stuff. I think it's interesting. You can see it kind of at every level, the whole Instagram, TikTok thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I was actually thinking about making a joke about clips.
Okay, go for it.
I couldn't. I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't think about it. I would've said it.
interrupted you before you formed.
No, I was trying to make it about guns have clips. I shouldn't try so hard.
Yeah, just relax. No one's gonna see this. You're hanging out with two celebrities. Just
Yeah.
enjoy our bask in our
Yeah.
celebrity, and
Yeah.
maybe we'll rub a little bit off on you. And
Yeah, if you're lucky.
my whole plan for this was to be an absolute diva cunt
Yes.
about getting having a good video.
Tell us about your good video. Did you do anything super
I don't want
not
to talk about
offensive?
it. I don't want to talk about it.
Cool. Awesome. This is going great so far.
I don't want to talk about it.
What are you
on
going
my-
to do with your newfound fame?
Dude, honestly, I don't, because like people are like, oh wow, this thing blew up. Like, how do you feel? Still unemployed. My girlfriend still dumped me, and my apartment has cockroaches.
Congratulations.
You get nothing out of it
No.
other than like it's cool that people are like, hey, we like this thing. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But YouTube, you can make money off of those videos from advertisements.
Mhm.
But like the 30-second clips of viral stuff is like you can maybe increase your like I got followers, so that's good.
I have a question about YouTube and making money off YouTube. Is it all ad stuff?
Yeah, it's all AdSense.
Because
That's
like
what it's called.
YouTube's not paying you for just getting good views. They're probably paying you because the fucking ad companies are paying for them to be on those videos, right?
I mean, I don't have no fucking.
I don't
clue.
know why I'm asking you, the
Yeah,
guy
like,
who
this
just
is-
woke up from being hungover.
This
as
is
shit.
a Google query. This
Yeah.
is not for Grant.
What do you think about Google queries?
Google. What's a Google query?
It's like just a question you ask.
Oh, just when you type into Google.
Yeah.
Do you
I've
think
never heard of that
if
way.
we pulled open your incognito right now, what would you be looking at?
You want to see? I can check and see what I've been looking up.
It's just like nude pictures of Grant.
I probably just look up
You could just
big,
ask.
huge.
How to murder Grant.
I bet you it's just like huge tits. That's
Grant's
probably.
home address back in Madison.
Are you a tits guy?
Yeah, your tits guy?
Good for you.
Yeah,
What kind of tits?
big ones.
Nice.
Ah, fair enough.
Fair.
It's not good.
Not good? Dude,
I-
I've got massive tits before.
I don't know how to look up your
Rough stage of my
search
life.
history.
Oh,
Coffee shops near me. Oh, I can't talk about this stuff. Okay, never mind.
Well, that one will just be for us.
Yeah, the child murder thing will just be for
Okay,
us.
can I tell a story?
Yes. Your aunt, right?
What?
Go ahead.
He's and.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, my aunt. Sorry.
Thank you. I feel like I'm sucking.
Well, then you're thinking too hard. No one gives a fuck.
No one cares.
Plus,
It's weird when you have a camera. You just get weird. Or I do.
do you want glasses?
No, I'm
yeah,
good.
dude,
Ray
I
Charles
got my
technique?
glass- I've got glasses on.
You
so
want both
should-
of our glasses?
I'm-
Yeah, you want both of
I'm good.
want a
Okay.
hat?
All right. No
Go
hat.
ahead.
Okay, so my
Suck your
aunt
dick?
is really impressive lady.
Mhm.
She's like in her 70s,
Mhm.
and she's just one of those people who, like, you know how you're tired most of the time?
Mhm.
She's never tired. She just
Crazy.
always has this energy to, like, do things. Like, I always just want to sleep, but she's just always doing things.
What's your
Focused.
diet like?
What'd you say?
What's your diet like?
I don't know. It's not good.
Well, that's probably okay. Anyway,
do you
sorry,
have
I
a
didn't
good
mean
diet? No. This is how it works. We trail off.
Well, so no, but I'm working on it because
Okay.
I've been reading that certain foods will give you more energy.
It's
So
like light stuff that you
eat-
can process.
Well, like the things that our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate probably give you more energy. So like meat, fish, vegetables,
Cocaine.
of course.
Yeah.
But just the raw
Cocaine.
leaves.
Yeah, like monkeys.
Not
You
that
gotta
processed
you gotta
shit.
cut up the leaf and snort it up your butthole, but
Mm.
Oh, okay.
your nose.
That's a people confuse those two a lot. That happens a lot. Don't worry about it.
I
Everybody
make the
mixes
mistake
those
all
up.
the time.
I know. You're an accountant, not a word man.
A wordsmith.
Yeah. Well, actually, you are. You're a comedian.
Yeah.
I always say
It's your whole job is being good with words.
like I always
Almost
I'm always like I have a runny nose, but what I'm really talking about is diarrhea.
Shitty butthole. Again, what are you, an anatomist? You know?
I know who the fuck
you
knows these
Grays?
things.
No. Okay. So
Anyway,
my-
sorry, back to your
my
aunt.
aunt. You say it like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's
What?
probably how you should say. Okay, so she was telling me all of her like crazy stories of her being ambitious and stuff. But the first time she went skydiving was in like 1980. She was like fucking maybe 1970. She was like she was 19 years old, and she had a boyfriend who had a Cessna, like one of those like small single engine planes.
Okay.
And he was like, I want to get into skydiving. She was like, I want to get into skydiving. So he was like, well, why don't we just jump out of my plane? Right. So she goes to a what do they call it? An Army surplus store and buys a World War II parachute. So a 20-year-old parachute. Okay. And it's older than her. And she buys a book.
She bought two of them?
She bought one.
You should have parachutes.
She was jumping
Oh,
out. he
you
was driving.
bastard. You slippery dog. You.
That's my old man joke.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah.
If you take yourself too seriously, those ones piss you off. But if you're like, I'm a silly guy, then it's fun. Okay, but anyway, I will stop talking eventually.
Or single shoot.
Single shoot. Fuck. And then it had like a like an old altimeter on it, and so she just
What is
Altitude.
an altimeter tells you your altitude
Oh,
based
wow.
on like I don't know how it works. I'm
Like
stupid.
a gadometer.
Yeah, it's like speedometer. But so she buys this stuff. She reads a book on parachuting, and like checks the chute and everything. But she has no training. She has no internet. She just has this book, and they go up in the Cessna. She's got this man's parachute strapped to her back, and at first they can't get the door open, so they have to come down, land, take the door off its hinges, and then go back up. And she jumps out of the plane, and she starts her free fall, and she's like enjoying it. She says, "This is amazing." And as she looks down to check the altimeter, it's like a big box, and she forgot to lace the back part, so a gust of wind smashes it into her face, knocks out her front teeth. Okay, that's problem one. So she's in a daze, and she's still free falling. The mountains around her, they're doing it in Colorado, are starting to like get a little bit more her height.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, well, what the fuck? I got to pull this thing. I have no idea how high I am because I wasn't counting.
Yeah.
And so she goes to pull the ripcord and nothing happens. And she's like, oh, okay. So she starts paging through the book in her brain while she's free falling. And she's like, okay, this is this could be that my body isn't big enough to create enough drag or whatever. She had the smart explanation. So she tries to like make herself big and then pull the ripcord, nothing. And then she thinks, okay, and she's falling out of the sky while this is happening. She thinks this is a man's parachute. I don't have the length of my arm to pull it all the way in one go. And so she just tugs at it like a hose, pops out. I don't know how close she was to the ground. She didn't say, but and then she lands. She does 20 more jumps with that World War II parachute.
Holy shit.
And then at 50 jumps, she breaks her back and is paralyzed for like I think she said 3 weeks before she could even move her like big toe.
I once got pretty serious diarrhea.
What?
Kind of the same.
Okay, that's fair.
Wait, I want to go back to the teeth.
Yeah.
It knocked out her front teeth?
Yeah. She has like fake front teeth because of it.
I don't know why I thought you were just walking around with no... I forgot that people can replace teeth now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
You thought it was something you're committed to. It's because we have friends that have knocked out teeth, but they're too poor to replace
That's
them.
a good
So they just
point.
have permanent knocked out teeth.
Do you think that...
Dude, that's an awesome story.
Isn't
that
that
is
a
an awesome
crazy
story.
story? She
Yeah.
told me this. I was like, I was like,
you gotta,
it's amazing.
but you gotta figure out for the stage. Like you could make it great. I don't know what it would be, but
It's a ridiculous
I want to write a biography about her. She's got tons of these things. She's just one of those people who like
she
I
lives.
don't know if
life.
the thought has ever occurred to her I can't do something.
That's
It's
awesome.
very like admirable.
Do you think that is something that is more common with older people that lived in that generation of her? Because I've experienced that a lot with older people. How old is your aunt?
70s, I think.
Yeah, like I
Early
feel
70s.
like they did some crazy shit, and I'm not sure if it's something that was in their generation or if that's
that sounds like she is cool,
She is really cool.
but not everybody.
Is
I
it
don't
'cause
know.
there was less regulation back then. They're just like fuck it.
that she was you're saying like do older people have crazier stories because there
The world was less
like,
regulated.
regulation and people were like watching and less.
And I do think that since like information is so fluid right now, like you can look up anything that ever existed. Back then, they were just like like a book. They just had a book.
I want to try to not make this funny, but like
Make it funny.
I want to be. My dad, like he'll just pee anywhere,
Okay.
and I feel like that's like a generation. Like they would just pee wherever. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But now it's like you feel like public urination, you're gonna get in trouble or something. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm like I don't pee everywhere.
Good for you.
I mean, like, never mind.
That's good.
That's good.
Because I always thought you'd be that. I always thought you'd be the type of guy to pee
I'm
everywhere.
pee shy, man.
Really?
Yeah, I got to go to the bathroom.
You got to use the stall.
Not a stall. I can't I couldn't. If you and me were on the street, I couldn't just whiz.
Are you like? Were you scarred? Did something happen? Is there trauma?
No, but I remember the first time being pee shy ever.
Yeah.
I was at like a truck stop bathroom, and I was just like, all of a sudden I couldn't pee, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And then for years I couldn't do it at all, and now I can pee. What's really crazy about the corporate world is like people fart in the bathroom all the time.
Oh yeah.
But no one laughs. And you're
It's
like,
so funny.
what the hell is going on here? Because if you're ever at like a ball game and someone farts, everyone cracks up.
Yeah.
Everyone's drunk.
But in the corporate world, everyone's like, they like act like farts aren't funny.
I think
That's
everyone
terrible.
in corporation thinks that they're going to get fired all the time.
I definitely feel that way.
How do you think that affects your mental health?
I was reading about that today, actually. Like, the reason you're drained at the end of the day is not because you worked hard, it's because working is suffering.
Go on, Plato.
That's all I got.
No, that I agree with that because like when I worked a finance job for a year, and you're not doing anything physically or even most of the time mentally that's straining because of programs and stuff or like but still like getting out and being done, you are exhausted because you're just like
You've been suffering
you're
all
sitting
day.
there and trying to focus on something that you don't care about really.
Yeah.
But then again, if you do things that you do care about, that is also tiring. I think it's just being alive is exhausting.
I think the difference is the second example. There's like a fulfillment element.
Yeah, it gives you like spiritual energy maybe.
Yeah, when you're working on stuff that like doesn't fill you up with cum, it just makes you very like drains you. Like
Yeah.
you're going against your nature. Like
Yeah.
when I work on a video about being an idiot and stupid and probably something anti-Semitic, I get
Yeah.
really, really like into it, and it's like you can do it for like writing, you can do it for hours, But when you're forcing yourself to some like Excel work, It's the most fucking annoying thing. Like, why am I copying and pasting for 12 hours of my day? I don't know if you guys feel that way.
No, yeah, it's mind numbing.
Well, I mean,
those mental jobs, those ones do my head in the most. Like, I've bartended, waited tables, routed wood. None of that stuff does it. You can like be a human being afterwards.
yeah.
Anyway.
Oh no, I agree.
Manual labor.
Like I've worked construction before, and it's just a different type of exhaustion.
Yeah, you're
It's
tired, but you're not like
you're
your
tired,
brain
but,
doesn't hurt.
but you're not like dead.
Your day goes by so
you're
fast.
You're not dead
though.
on the inside. Oh yeah, it's way better.
What'd you do? What construction jobs you have?
I was a carpenter's assistant, and I would just do some other contracts, but mostly drywall work and like interior exterior painting.
Dude, isn't drywall so much heavier than you think it would be?
Dude, and then there's always some 16-year-old whose job is just to move drywall, and he picks up 3 sheets, and you're like, who the fuck is this kid?
Dude, I did a drywall job where we got paid $1 a sheet.
Oh my god! Was this in the 20s?
This was like
Paid
2
rent for
summers
you?
ago.
Did you spend 5 cents of that on a Coke?
And then you bought a house with 10 cents?
This is before Joe Biden's America and inflation.
Thanks, George
That
Washington.
sucks.
Maybe it was $10.
It better have been $10 fucking dollars, dude.
Whatever it was like it seemed like a lot of money. So
$1 a sheet?
3 pennies an hour.
that's like, no, because
in
think
the
about
shoe
it,
shine.
if you get $1 a sheet, but you can move a sheet in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
How many?
$10 almost seems too steep now.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. It
$1
was a dollar sheet.
Because like, okay, how many sheets could you move from like a truck to like out of the truck?
Well, I'm very strong, so at least 2.
Like you could probably move. I'm trying to think about this. You could probably take, let's say 4 minutes a sheet. 60 divided
That's
by 4.
$2 every 10 minutes, and then there's fucking 6 of those, so you get $12 an hour.
Okay, so it couldn't have been that.
Couldn't have been that. Because usually those manual labor jobs minimum are like 15.
Dude, you can make some sick money doing that shit.
Because you're literally bargaining off your body's health.
Your back. Yeah.
Exclusively.
That's why
almost your back.
old contractors are always dicks.
Yeah.
And people are like, it's because their backs hurt all the time. If your back hurts all the time, your life is in shambles.
Yeah.
Because you can't even be comfortable laying down.
No. Doing the thing that's resting your body hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you've been bringing materials from A to B and then making probably a fucking house with it. And like, I don't know. I feel like my upbringing, I worked with a bunch of hillbillies, so like we would always just do the most like HIPAA violations, just like whatever made more hillbilly.
OSHA.
OSHA.
Yeah.
What's HIPAA?
HIPAA's for doctors.
Oh,
I mean, you were probably doing that too. But
Yeah, if there's a violation, we found it.
yeah.
But when you like do hillbilly construction, like you'll take a step back and being like, "Why? Hold on, this is weird. Like, why are we holding the 100-pound slab above our heads?
Right, on a roof.
Yeah, on a roof that's like teetering.
Yeah.
But it always worked out.
Yeah. Roofing is fun when you get to put on the harnesses.
Yes.
Dude, yeah. You feel like a wild man. Have you ever done that?
No, but I took an OSHA test,
Oh yeah?
and then I had to
pass?
take it for my manager. I like
You had to
committed
take it for
OSHA
your
fraud.
manager? Wow.
Yeah,
We'll bleep that out.
Nah,
We'll
leave it
flip
in.
that.
OSHA will come for you.
Yeah, the whole.
I'm
ocean.
not in that field anymore. What are you gonna do?
That's a good point. So you seem like a guy who's worked a few jobs then.
I've worked many jobs.
Shittiest jobs.
Shittiest job? I mean, the corporate world is the shittiest
Really?
by
Really?
far.
Yeah, but it's
By
the
far.
best money, right? And you
Way
you
the
have
best
health
money.
insurance.
the
You
best
have health
deal.
insurance. Unfortunately, when you get to a certain age, like you gotta just eat the bullet and
Yeah.
do that bullshit.
Yeah.
Unless you figure out how to just live very frugally, which I'm trying to figure out how to do. But
Plus fun. Can't have donuts. Tell you that.
I don't need. Well,
I'm telling you, I got a donut this morning. Made my whole fucking week.
yeah, that bacon, egg, and cheese, that was pretty good.
That was bacon and cheese. That was massive. You mean when you
The
threatened
hero.
to kill us on the street and
Yeah.
Grant almost knocked your fucking teeth out?
Man, the look
And
in your
also got
face.
You
super
made
aroused.
me angry. I am very sensitive.
Well, hold on.
You sound like a
Other bad jobs.
Yeah, like okay, so corporate
Yeah.
is the worst. What's next?
Being a waiter. I think,
I've done
Fucking
that.
serving is the shittiest.
Yes, dude.
For me, serving is the shittiest job
What was the
because
worst part?
your whole lifestyle is surrounded by it. You get sucked into it very easily because you get your pay at the end of the night, and so you're like, it kind of justifies like how much you hate it. Because you're like, oh, $300, like that's really good. You know, I worked a 5-hour shift,
Mhm.
but like Then you're staying there, you're spending money there, you're drinking alcohol all the time, you're never sleeping, you're with a bunch of other fucking addicts and maniacs. The most unhealthy I ever felt in my entire life was when I was bartending.
It's toxic.
Bartending is so much better though than serving.
It's much better. It's
a
you're
terrible
like a cool
lifestyle.
guy, and
Terrible lifestyle.
yeah, it's an awful lifestyle though.
Talk about the
Your
meters.
like sleep schedule terrible. You're drinking all the time.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Talk about the what?
The meters on the bottles.
The meters on the bottles.
The pour.
The pour meters.
Yeah.
I didn't have those.
You told me about it. You had them.
No, those people that I know had them, where they would monitor with like a fucking computerized pourers, so that you exactly poured the over, and if you poured they would keep track, and if you were above a certain threshold of over pouring, they would take it out of your paycheck.
I kind of like that.
Really? Well, I don't.
No, you know why I like that? Because then it's like I used to. All these people used to be like, "Hook me up," and you're like, "I hate you," and you're like, and
But
like
why
that
didn't
way,
you like hooking them up? Because it's not coming out of your. It's the bar.
because I just feel like they were getting one over on me, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, you don't like giving things to
Even
people.
though it's not my shit, I still was like protective of it because it's
Yeah.
like my company. It's like,
But there's also something like you want to be able to say no.
dude, one time I worked at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And this girl like figured out a way to like order this drink, but if she ordered it by saying it in a certain order, it was like cheaper.
Oh.
And I was like,
Yep.
no, you just getting this, and I like charged her full price. I'm like, what the fuck do I care?
Yeah.
But you
Well,
care about
you have to
this
protect
stuff.
small businesses like Starbucks.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing though. You become like weirdly protective of where it's this tribal nature of ours to like still, even if you like hate this big stupid corporation, it's like your family, and you're
Well,
like,
based off the last store, you probably worked at Starbucks when it was a family corporation.
I worked at Starbucks when I was in college, which was in like 2000
What was it like then?
14.
Was it as big as it is now then?
2014.
Yeah. What was I? I was graduating high school.
Starbucks has been
Oh,
huge
you
since
graduated
the like early 2000s, I think.
It's been kind of the same.
I
since
think
then.
yeah, pretty much.
Dude, I feel like 2014 to 2020 just like really took white women by storm. Like, my mom had like a gold card where they had like platinum versions. Anyways, I want to get back to the serving though. What kind of food places you guys serve at? You were a bartender. You were a server.
I've been a bartender and I've had so many jobs.
Best, worst for bartender or serving. Like, did it matter what kind of food you were or kind of restaurant?
I
you
only
were in?
worked. I think I only did one actual. I was a waiter one time, and it was like a fancy place.
One night.
No, I mean like I had one serving job,
Oh, okay.
and I was.
You did it one
No,
time.
no,
and
no,
you're like, the lifestyle was horrible. It just
Wasn't
takes
for
you
me.
away.
I was so bad at it. It was like a fine dining place, and I didn't know what I was doing. So like these people ordered wine, and anytime they took a sip, I would like fill their thing back up. And the
Yeah.
guy was like, "Dude, stop!
You're
Like
gonna
I'll
black
tell
out."
you when to give me more wine." I was like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah.
God, I was so bad.
Because there's a performative nature to serving where you are presenting yourself and you want them to like you.
Oh God.
And but that dynamic.
Did you ever say? Hold on. Did you ever say this? Did you ever say when someone ate their full dessert? Did you ever go, "Oh, you didn't like it"?
What?
Did you ever say that?
Oh,
Happy
I
joke.
hate that, dude. Oh my God, dude, serving turns you into an absolute
Dude,
queef.
Those people that do that are the worst.
Oh, I would say things like, I would say words and I would hear myself saying the words and I'd be like, what happened to you, man?
You used
Like
to be cool.
I'd be like, oh yeah, the shrimp cocktail's fabulous. And I'd be like, I mean, anything for that. Like that. Yeah, that's another thing I think that was draining about it was just the fakeness of
Yeah.
like,
Dude,
Oh,
but the corporate
please.
world's like that too.
yeah,
You
yeah.
got to be so fake.
Yeah, but again, you got insurance. That's
It's
huge.
It's got
Yeah.
its perks, you know.
Yeah.
You want to know something crazy? I probably shouldn't talk about this, but like the medication that I'm on for,
I love you so much.
for bipolar disorder, it would cost me like I think $1,200 a month
Yeah.
if I didn't have insurance. And with insurance, it's like $30.
Yeah.
Insane.
Well, you know what they say, if you're poor, you should have bipolar disorder.
That's what it says?
Yeah, I think that's an old adage.
I'm pretty sure it's Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that was-
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
It was in the letter to Miss Bigsby or whatever.
Oh
Right
God
at
bless
the
her.
bottom.
Yeah,
After
right.
all the show me your ass.
P.S.
stuff. Yeah.
Make sure the poors can't get health care. That's
Dude,
crazy, dude.
it
I mean,
is
it's
nuts.
like, but isn't one of the reasons I shouldn't be asking this
Nah, I
to
don't
this
give a
group,
fuck.
but isn't one of the reasons that like that's so expensive is because of insurance in the first place?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
the subsidization.
I looked this up last night actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I was pissed off because my lady friend,
Uh-huh.
she was talking about how she had an like appendix surgery and then years ago without insurance they showed up to her. It was like many hundreds of thousands of dollars, but with insurance it was like $100.
Yeah.
And
That's so wild.
It's just like it feels corrupt as fuck.
I'll say it. I think we've got a problem in America with healthcare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You're
That's
so
the deal.
brave.
I know.
dude.
I'm going to stand up to these corporations.
Are you sure you want to cut that out?
Hey, man. Probably.
You know what? What was your? How many jobs have you had?
I've had. I don't know have a number, but I feel like I've had a good variety of
Yeah.
jobs.
How
But
about-
I've been
yeah,
an
okay.
intern for the past 2 years of my life, which is like,
It's cool.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
How about you?
I've had like I'd say probably 10 plus 10. I worked a lot in college. I had 3 jobs for all 4 years of college.
What were the 3
I
jobs?
worked as an RA. I worked as an IT person.
What's
I
an
worked,
RA?
Resident assistant.
We're going to cut that
they
one.
pay very well.
Dude, it's a great deal.
It's
What
a
do you
great
do?
deal.
Is it like-
The deal is you get free housing, free food, and like some money towards your tuition. You just
What-
have to basically manage some 18-year-olds for their first time in college.
It's
so
like
you can
good
live with
practice for being a manager.
them. Yeah, dude. It was wild. Like it's like I had 45 residents, and like I think 10% tried to fuck me. 5% were girls, and it was wild. I like told them, but I was the cool RA, which meant that I didn't really want to do my job. But then
You should have tried to recreate the Stanford prison experiment. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, wait. What was it again?
It's where they were all volunteers, but they basically locked these people in a basement of some research facility in Stanford and had half of them be guards, like role playing as guards, and half of them role playing as prisoners.
Gave them power.
And they gave them this fake power dynamic, and they went wild with
Yeah.
it. So that'd be fun to do as an RA. That's what I would have done as an
Dude,
RA.
the people who find themselves in being RA are either like people who are in ROTC but were not mentally fit for the army, so they want power over people, or just like really annoying fucking women who think that their personality of being way too annoying and energetic is a good thing.
Really?
Yeah, there was a lot more of that second group.
I always thought RAs were like dudes like you or people like you who were like they were smart about the economics of it with college.
I actually found it to be very few. I think I found one other person who did that. The whole thing is like you want to act uppity and like energy, but like they said, if you're just here for the room and board and food, then you're not gonna last. And I thought, watch me. And
Yeah.
I lasted a whole year. And go ahead.
That reminds me of when people say like, if you don't love it, you're never going to be successful at it. I hate my job, and I still have one.
Yeah.
I
And you know
will
what?
get fired eventually, but
Well,
for right
but
now,
till then, you're doing good.
yeah.
Yeah. But dude, it's
How do you think
fucking-
you'll get fired? Why do you think you'll get fired?
I'm lazy.
Have you been fired before? Have you guys been fired?
I've been fired twice.
Talk about it.
I got fired from a
That boy.
salesman job.
Mm-hmm.
The reason was I didn't sell anything,
That's
And-
you. Okay, you should have gotten fired.
and honestly, it took me by surprise.
Okay.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait, what?
What do you
Just
do
because I
now?
didn't sell anything, you're firing me? That doesn't make. I was like, I still don't get it, honestly. And then the other job I got fired from was an accounting job, where I think I like had a couple of like manic episodes at my job, and they were like, "This guy is insane," and they fired. They told me, what did they tell me? They said, "You're very smart, but this is a very fast-paced company. We just don't think it's the right environment for you."
So they didn't like your face.
I think
Pretty
they didn't
much.
like, and also like I remember like I like pissed off the boss because I like asked him a question that he didn't know the answer to,
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of like I did it on purpose a little bit.
Ooh,
like,
that'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
I like you're
He
bad.
got angry. I
Yeah.
could see he was always a very nice guy, but I could see he was fucking pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ask it like in a sly manner?
With a
Well, I
shitty
asked it
grin.
in like I knew he didn't. I asked because I was like, he's not gonna know the answer to this,
Mm.
and so I think he knew that I knew that. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he picked up on the game you were playing.
on the maliciousness you put in.
And he was like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do find that in the corporate world, there's two things that are most annoying. It's that they talk about things in jargon when it's what they don't mean. So like, it's a fast-paced company. What the fuck does that even mean? And
It's
then
just an excuse.
it's just an excuse. And the second one is that people, it's really all relationship based. Like they either like you or they don't fucking
Dude,
like you.
that's so true because at my job, I am not great at it, and this other guy is great at it. But this guy who's the boss, for some reason, he likes me, and he doesn't like this guy. Even though this guy is much better at his job, much harder worker, he's fucked because he's a bad relationship with the boss.
Is it because you've been blowing them?
I know how to blow people.
Grant?
What a resume.
Yeah, it's just 3 words.
I know how to blow people. To whom it may concern.
Cover letter, same thing.
I look forward to discussing my application in further detail over an interview. God, I fucking can't talk. Dude, I've had to type that sentence so many times because I've been applying to. I've been trying to apply to corporate jobs, and it's like, there's
Dude, you want to? My company's looking like he sucks, but
How's your dick sucking skills?
mine?
Well, you know, it's,
Oh yeah, sorry. We
I'm
already
a
talked
little
about
out of
mine.
practice, but
All right,
you
well,
know, I
that'll
feel
be
like it's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
You know,
You got to suck it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But here's like the thing is like I've been really anxious this past month because I've been unemployed,
It's fucking the worst. I know the feeling. I've been there multiple times.
and like I'm kind of starting to get these little jobs within the industry, and also like supplementary jobs like catering or brand ambassador stuff. That is like, okay, it sucks for like 2-3 days a week, but then you get that shift done, you can pay your rent, and you can, you know, you can go and do comedy and stuff. And no one gives a fuck of if my Instagram is crazy. So, but it's just like this balance of like, okay, that's nice in theory, but it's so stressful for me.
To blow people every night.
Yeah.
That's what you meant to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Multiple dicks in your mouth constantly.
Yeah.
I find
I
that
can finally afford to have multiple dicks in my mouth.
yeah, before I only have one, maybe. Yeah.
You.
Isn't it wild that like
I can only have one.
Yeah, I'm laughing at my
Okay.
own jokes.
Isn't it crazy? A million years ago, our stress was like getting eaten by a saber-tooth tiger, but now our stress is like getting talked to tersely by a middle-aged woman.
Yeah. That is crazy.
It is nuts.
That is unfortunate.
Hope Mars.
Well, no,
doesn't
that's
hate me
good.
today.
That's progress, right?
Yeah, but we're treating it the same.
I don't know. I don't know if it's progress. I think it's actually not. Because that stress was over and done with right afterwards. Our stress is like all future based.
Yeah. But we live a lot longer.
Do
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
it's factual.
No, I don't think so.
It might be the only true thing we've ever said on this podcast.
I'm going to disagree with you guys. I'm pretty sure we're not. It's people think that, but I don't think it's true.
Okay.
I don't think we. I mean, unless you got eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Right. Which
But
was an option.
But I think that the lifespan is not as big of a difference as people have, as it's
I think
portrayed.
average lifespan 100,000% has increased.
Let's Google this shit.
Let's do
People
it.
used to die of a fucking strong breeze.
You'd see like a 30-year-old woman, you'd be like, Jesus, who's this grandma?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. She's like, oh, I should buy some cats. You're like, get in the ground, old lady.
Yeah, it's time to die. You're
I'm gonna look up
36.
how long did caveman live?
And people would like,
How long did caveman live?
I love your Google search.
That's,
At 13, they were like, wow, this life's been great.
I'm so curious about the other Google searches, but we can't talk about it.
Haha. Did caveman really die young? Simple answer: no.
Okay, read on.
That's enough.
That's okay.
This guy podcast.
It is provemeright.com.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Project Lean Nation.
That's
what the fuck is
enough.
that, by the way?
Okay, this is from a group of people who are like trying to sell you like bone marrow whey.
Yeah.
And
While
they're
you're
like, you
here-
have to eat paleo. It says paleo.
Yeah. I like how there's some people that are like, oh, we should go back to being like fucking.
Hunter gatherers.
Yeah.
Well, wait,
like-
okay, what's a better? I'm not good at Google.
I think that the search I would do is like average lifespan over the over the human race.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We should break down a scholarly article.
Lifespan average caveman. I think.
No, stop putting cavemen.
Hey, it's the same article.
It's almost like you basically searched the same thing.
Dude, I do feel like corporate. Fuck, I want to talk about cavemen now. Do
You
you guys
always
see
want
new
to.
Okay, here we
Jurassic
go.
Park?
Sapiens.org. That sounds. Oh.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Gotcha.
Many of us believe our lives Many of us. Oh, by the way, I found out I'm dyslexic.
That's good.
Yeah. Many of us believe our ancestors lived much shorter lives than we do. Cutting edge archaeology says that Paige is wrong and stupid.
You lying! It does not
it
say
does
that.
say that.
Paige Gullivan.
It
And
really
his
says
phone
that?
is old as fuck.
and broken.
I miss this phone, like when it was just like a thing.
You want it?
No.
Maybe for your birthday.
All right, it's coming up.
Maybe for your
I've been looking at the ground a lot, and I'm nervous it's gonna make me look weak on this podcast.
Yeah, now you're staring at the fucking
You've
camera.
kind of been in like a little bit of a PTSD hole for like.
It's scary.
where you're
man.
like, there's moments where like we're talking, and you're like.
I'm like, this is
Vietnam War
this-
sounds
But
explosion.
here's the thing: is like if you don't like this, we don't have to post this.
Okay.
Because we lose nothing off of this. We have a bunch of
Okay.
backup of
Posting.
just stupid us talking.
I feel like the camera. I'm not used to it, and it's scary.
Camera shy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be putting this on Pornhub.
Okay.
You know, there's non-porn on Pornhub. There's like regular shit.
I've heard that.
Pretty crazy.
but I've
The
never
comments
seen it.
are insane, dude.
What's it say, by the way?
I don't know. I have dyslexia.
He's just been scrolling because his brain tells him to. We should wrap this up.
Yeah, we got like 15 minutes.
What would be at?
It's 40 minutes.
What'd you want to be when you were a kid?
I wanted to prove Paige wrong.
Oh, okay.
That's what I wanted to be when I was a kid.
Dude, it's factually known. Paige is being difficult, but it's factually known.
Yeah, but he's got an article.
He's got an article.
This is now a reading podcast.
Yeah, everyone.
Okay, hold on. The very term average age of death. Well, whatever. I can't fucking make.
Feel
you're
like that
right.
one
I'm
might-
not dyslexic in this shit.
That's
It's
the
like,
clip.
why isn't there just an answer?
Yeah, why? We should have just stuck with Protein Nation and their answer of no.
Yeah, go paleo.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a firefighter when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But then I found that they have to recline on buildings sometimes.
Are you
and I
afraid of
thought-
heights?
I was then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We should go skydiving with a parachute from a vintage thrift store.
We should. I
Yeah.
love that story, dude. She's so
It'd be
crazy.
so funny if you tried the same thing and died on the first attempt.
No, I would because I don't have that in me. That like, okay, this is the problem. Let's
Yes.
solve it.
I would go, I'm dying.
Yeah, I only have terror.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
I'd shit and poop and scream and cry at the same time. As I'm
we'll
colliding.
we'll
into the
fact
floor.
check it in post,
Okay.
and we
Yeah.
will make you look bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna stitch all the words together to make it sound like
You're
you
doing
hate-
great.
I
You're
feel like
doing
I'm
great.
such a
You're doing
bad
such a
guest.
good
Yeah,
job.
I don't know why people feel that way. It's just hanging out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it would be like the best thing.
I would be so anxious because when I get drunk, I mean, I can be wild.
N word.
No, stop saying that.
I can see it on both your eyes. When we're gonna bring this up?
No, I
Every
would
comic
never.
has it in their back pocket just to joke about. it.
I legitimately have never done that, but I do am afraid not of that, but of like, because when I black
bad.
out, I wake up the next day and the bad part is never the hangover.
Dude.
It's always the what did I do?
You know,
Yeah.
every time I get there's this whole blog I was reading recently about like
Yeah.
how all communication is based on I say something to you
Yeah,
because I want your response.
yeah,
And that's almost most of the reason why you say something. So it's like when I say this to this girl, like, oh my God, you're so great, blah, blah, blah. It's because I want her to say back, like, oh my God, I love you.
yeah. Right.
You know?
Right.
But that's the difference between like knowing someone well and like on the 5th date be like, hey, I really like you, and being on the 1st date and being like, be my girlfriend. That's like there's a time and place to give those feelings, and I think that's what the difference is. If you're going on the 1st date and being like, oh my God, you're the only thing I ever want, you're really just looking for someone to fill a hole.
Because you don't know them.
You don't know them at all,
Mhm.
right? But you're 10
You're
dates
projecting.
in. Yeah, that's not real. It's like, oh, I felt this thing. It's just like, I think that's the difference is like the appropriateness.
Yeah. But it's weird because, like, yeah, when you do feel like that sometimes, like, oh my God, this person's great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not real because you don't really know them.
And then as you get older, as that happens more, you're like, all right, this is just a new thing. Like I shouldn't like when you meet some girl who's like cool for the first time, you're like, oh my God, that girl's so cool. And then the 3rd date, you realize that she's got a poop fetish, and it's like, all right, now I know these are my real feelings.
Yeah,
towards
it's
her.
very relatable.
Yeah.
Everybody
But
has
my
that.
point being is like over time, you remember like, oh, those are emotion. That's crazy. Like when I was a kid, I would do that shit all the time. Like text girls cringy shit, like fucking burn CDs for people. Remember doing that weird shit in fucking high school, showing people's houses, hiding in their rooms.
How did you stop doing that?
Just did it so many times and got like felt so much shame for doing it that I was like,
Shame is the greatest teacher.
Shame
on
is
the
a teacher.
face
Yeah,
of the
there's
planet.
who has that joke about that? There's not enough shame anymore.
Is it Adolf
People
Hitler?
need to be shamed into like
It's
better
Tom
behavior.
Segura. Is it
Was it Tom Segura? Maybe it was
think
him
so.
on one of his podcasts.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree to a certain extent. It's like a lot of progress is like a lot of people are skinny or in shape right now because they were fat kids and they got fucking railed for being fat. Yeah,
dude.
and now you squat like 8 billion pounds and you're
Yeah.
in great shape.
Exactly.
You were a
But,
fat kid?
Super fat.
But there's also casualties of that. And like, is there a way? Because so my Aunt Annie, the one who's jumping out of planes and stuff, I was like, where do you get all like your motivation for like all this stuff? Because she started all these businesses. She's just so confident. And she was like, honestly, I think a lot about it was I was a really small kid. And everyone looked at me and was like, you couldn't do this. You're tiny. And you're a woman. And that she said, she just looked, her reaction to that was like, fuck you.
Dude, that's
I'm 100
crazy.
pounds and I'm gonna take this
I'll
world down
fucking
with
show
me.
you.
Do you know that girl that works at Joey DeRosa's that's like that's tiny?
I don't.
Because she's like, you can tell like she had to fight to be her because she was
Yeah.
so now she's like super like loud and sort of in charge and sort of, but it's like it all comes from that like being small and feeling like you're not
Right.
like
But I think there's two basic reactions to that. Like a lot of people, I think most people, they have that happen or that's how they're born and they're like, they kind of accept it. They're like, I'm just a small person. I'm meek. And then there's like the more rare, but like in our society, more admirable reaction, which is like, dude, fuck that. It's not
Yeah.
going to stop me. It's going to make me have to compete with people who are bigger or smarter or naturally better endowed.
Do you think that's a genetic or do you think that's learned?
I don't think it's like that shit is too, but we're not, we
So,
shouldn't know
Paige,
this stuff.
How do you feel about cum and poop?
well, the human genome poop is my favorite.
All right, we got to wrap this up.
All
All right.
All right, well, we've been questions and
baseball.
Queefs and balls, come on.
No.
Catch you later,
We're keeping
Queefs.
that job. Thanks for coming.